Right, I thought it was about time I did a video on my Fat Bob 114 2018. I've driven about 1200 miles on it now, but I wanted to show some of the accessories I've got and also give you some opinions on it. So first of all, being a Fat Bob, it's got a dual disc on the front, and that's something that was a major selling point for me. I wanted a bike that was light. Previously I had a Road Glide Ultra and that was really too heavy, especially in town traffic with the Fat Bob's rake and lightness. It's what, 298, something like that, kilos unladen. It makes it ideal for commuting traffic. Anyway, so looking at some of the accessories, so I've got Memphis coffin guard hand guards even. They're actually quite good. I suffer really cold hands and they keep the wind off. I've got heated grips, as you can see. These mirrors are actually longer than standard, although they don't stick out past the end of the bars. They are longer than standard. One thing I'm not overly happy with, and that is the windshield. So being 6 foot tall, I needed a windshield that would stop the wind from buffeting me. This is the 17 inch, I think, maybe 19 inch, can't remember. It was the longest one I could get. In the end I had to get an MXRA extension, which is what this is, so that it actually would stop the wind from buffeting me. So that's completely adjustable. With these you can adjust it back down, you can adjust it at an angle, whatever you fancy. Anyway, in that mode it works like a trooper for me. Something I was really unhappy with, and that is the original horn. This is a Sportster loud horn, so I think this is 110 decibels. The original horn was pathetic and sounded like a bicycle horn. It was really unbelievable. So this is the Harley oil cooler cover. It didn't originally have a grill, so what I did was got on eBay, found the finest mesh grill I could get, and siliconed it in. Now the problem with that is that if you silicone it in, you've got to make sure that the silicone can actually handle the heat. So I used plumber's flume silicone, which I got from Screwfix. These controls are extended forward controls because, again, of my 6 foot height, I needed something that meant that I wasn't in an uncomfortable position. These are Dominion foot pegs, both front and rear. The standard ones are just thin, and at high speed they were prone to letting my foot slip off, so I've just had these put on and they're really good. So again, due to my height, the brake pedal was set at a too low height, so I got that adjusted up to the maximum height that it'll go, and now it's actually quite okay. I've not got a problem with that whatsoever. What else? So Dominion rear axle caps. Okay, so the standard number plate on a European goes here. Without this registration plate accessory, there would have been a massive gap here, which would have allowed all the spray to flick up like a rooster tail on me. So I had this put on and then put a unique number plate there, so at least I've got it covered and I now don't get splatted. Anything else on this side? No, don't think there's any. Accessory wise, I've got a keys heated jacket and heated grip power connection, but that's nothing unusual. One thing to mention here is that after about 800 miles I couldn't not change down gear from fourth into first. What it was apparently was that there was some gunge right in there, in that joint, and that prevented it from notching down, so be careful of that. And now every time I clean it, and I've nearly finished cleaning it, I basically spray the hell out of that with WD-40 and every linkage to do with the gear linkage. I don't want to suffer that again and not be able to ride. Quad lock. So I love these quad lock. I preferably should have gone for black, but hey. Quad lock mobile phone holder is absolutely brilliant. Infinitely adjustable up and down, round, left and right, so basically you can almost fit it anywhere. That's rock solid. I've done 80 plus and not had a problem with that whatsoever. What other accessories? Oh right, so the seat, this is a sundowner seat. The standard one hasn't really got much comfort. In fact, the standard one is very narrow for the pillion, so the missus will be going on the back of that, and we'll find out just how good that is sooner or later. Probably when the weather's a bit better. Weather is not exactly wonderful here in the UK. Can't think of anything else that was an accessory. Talk a bit more about the bike. So after the Road Glide, this bike is so much lighter, so much quicker. It's absolutely unbelievable, and it uses less petrol, believe it or not. Well, maybe it's just the way I'm driving it. I can't say that I'm driving it lightly because I'm not, but I'm getting about 48 to the gallon, 47, 48, 46 sometimes, so that's pretty good. What else is there to say? Oh, the locking petrol cap. Right, so this petrol cap is actually a locking petrol cap. So it's actually, I do like this quite a bit. So you put the key in, hold the petrol cap, turn it counterclockwise a turn, and then take it out, and then basically unscrew it. And then when you put it back in, screw it clockwise until it clicks and it's done. So that actually is a brilliant method of making sure nobody can tamper around with a petrol tank. So I really like that. Oh, USB adapter. Those are all of these are Harley standard parts, apart from the hand guards, which aren't, and the windshield extension, which isn't. Oh, and of course, sorry, the rear number plate relocation is an Iron Optics number plate relocator. Anything else I can see on here that's non-standard? No, not really. I think that's probably about it. What I would say is that I am very, very happy with this bike, considering the price of it. The 114 in the UK goes for about just under £15,000. That's a hell of a lot of bike you get for that money in a Harley range. Oh, there is something else. These are hold-fast connectors, part brackets, part of the Harley standard way of connecting their saddlebags and the sissy pad and bar. So they had to make some slight adjustments because they really wouldn't fit in standard positions. So there they are. The indicators, rear indicators, have had to be relocated backwards. Right, let's go and find those saddlebags. So in here is the saddlebag. They're actually quite decent quality. They're not rubbish. The ones that I saw on the Sport Glide just didn't cut it as far as I was concerned. There's actually quite a bit of space. That's part of the locking mechanism to fix it onto the bike. The only downside is there is no external lock, so that's a bit of a problem. It can be. I guess you just got to be careful where you leave it. Here's the sissy pad and rack that goes with the hold-fast system. So this is all quick release. It's all easy to put on, easy to take off. Although, as I said, I've yet to get the wife on the back, so we'll find out what that's like when she does. But that's all standard Harley parts. I think these are called modern saddlebags, if I remember right. But yeah, so they do carry quite a bit of load. I've heard lots of complaints about the tyres on the Fat Bobs. These are just standard tyres. I've only done 1,200 miles, so these are just the standard Dunlop tyres. I have not had a problem with them, and I've driven them in all sorts of horrendous weather. I tend to ride my bike. I don't tend to leave it in the garage over the winter. I try to ride it as much as I can. But yeah, I've not had a problem with them. Oh, another difference from a standard Harley is the pipes. So these Vance & Haynes short shots, they've actually got the quiet baffles in. I actually love them. I think the burble is absolutely brilliant. I guess it comes down to taste at the end of the day. Oh, no, another accessory. God, isn't there always loads of accessories on Harleys? Tank protectors. I found that I was scuffing tanks on the road glide, so got that as standard. You'll notice the line here. This is, what do they call it? Vinyl protector. So I had that put on because even with that, I was still suffering with tank scratches. I could see the light scratches are actually affecting the clear coat, so I had that done. I think that's, oh no, there is yet another thing that I've non-standard. Look, cruise control. So cruise control, even on this bike, is worth having when you're on the motorway, so that's another accessory. Anyway, better stop now, battery's running out. If I find anything else, or think of anything else, I will add it in the comments or add a new video. Cheers for that, bye.